This shouldn't have worked, but it did. There are machines built for speed, machines built for war, and then there are machines built to carry war itself across continents. But here's the strange part. Tanks are never meant to travel far on their own, and yet, somehow, they still end up everywhere. A main battle tank looks unstoppable on the battlefield, but the moment it has to travel long distances on its own, things start to fall apart. The tracks wear down fast, fuel drains at shocking speed, and the vehicle that feels powerful in combat suddenly becomes slow, inefficient, and vulnerable. And this is where the real problem begins. Armies still need those tanks hundreds or even thousands of kilometers away, ready for deployment at any moment. So the question becomes, how do you move something that heavy without breaking it before it even reaches the fight? That's where multiple systems come in. Railways handle massive long-distance transport, and aircraft take care of rapid deployment in special cases, but both come with limits. Rail can't always reach the battlefield, and air transport is extremely expensive and restricted by weight. And then there's the most practical solution, heavy-duty trucks built specifically for one job, carrying tanks. These tank transporters are slow, but unstoppable in their own way. They can go almost anywhere roads exist, and sometimes even where roads barely survive. And what you're about to see are the machines that quietly decide where armored warfare can actually go. The top 10 tank transporters in the world that keep modern armies moving when everything else stops. SLT-50 Elephant. The SLT-50 Elephant is a powerful military transporter used by German and Polish armies, designed for extreme logistics in harsh conditions. Built for off-road battlefield terrain, it can carry about 52 tons, including heavy armored vehicles. It is powered by a Mercedes-Benz MB-837 engine producing around 730 horsepower. Its simple 4-speed forward and 2-speed reverse gearbox ensures control under load, with later SLT-53 upgrades, improving efficiency and performance further. Tata T816. And this is where the story shifts, because India stepped into this space with something surprisingly strong. The Tata T816 was developed back in 1997, built on a rugged 8x8 platform designed for extreme environments. From deserts to humid zones to rocky terrain, this machine was meant to survive it all without hesitation. It can haul up to 74 tons, which puts it right in the heavyweight category of global tank transporters. And powering it is an MTU 800 horsepower engine, originally German engineered, giving it serious muscle under pressure. Inside, it uses a 10-speed automatic transmission, making it smoother than older military transport systems. But what really stands out are the winch systems, a main winch and an auxiliary one, both designed to handle recovery and loading, even when conditions turn unpredictable. And this is where it gets interesting, because the T816 isn't just a military tool, it's also used in heavy construction roles, quietly proving its versatility beyond the battlefield. MAN HX-81. Now here's where things start getting serious again. The MAN HX-81, developed by MAN and Rheinmetall on HX-77 and SX-45 platforms, is a heavy-duty military transporter designed to replace systems like the SLT-50 Elephant. It can carry around 73 tons with a gross combination weight near 130 tons. Powered by a 680 horsepower MAN diesel engine and ZF 12-speed automatic gearbox, it delivers precise control with central tire inflation for all-terrain adaptability. And here's the twist. It's not just about moving tanks. It's about moving entire combat readiness systems without delay. DAF Tropco. Now, imagine a machine built not just for strength, but for adaptability in real war zones. The DAF Tropco was developed for the Dutch Ministry of Defense, specifically to move heavy equipment like Leopard 2 tanks and PZH-2000 artillery systems. But what makes it interesting is how flexible it actually is in real-world deployment. It comes in 2 engine variants, producing around 530 horsepower and 480 horsepower, depending on configuration. And even with that variation, it can still handle up to 65,000 kilograms of payload. But here's where it becomes more than just hardware. It has been used by Canadian forces in Afghanistan through leasing operations. That means it didn't just stay in Europe. It entered active conflict zones where conditions are unpredictable and harsh. And in those environments, flexibility matters just as much as raw power. KAMAZ 65,225. And then, we shift into something very different. The KAMAZ 65,225 is built on a philosophy that values simplicity over complexity. It comes from Russia, based on the KAMAZ 65,220 platform, and uses a 6x6 drivetrain system that is designed to keep moving even when conditions are far from ideal. It can haul up to 50 tons, powered by engines producing either 360 or 400 horsepower, depending on configuration. Now that might sound lower than others, but here's the catch. This machine was never meant to impress on paper. It was built to survive reality. Its design is rugged, straightforward, and easy to maintain even in remote conditions where advanced repair systems don't exist. It uses an automatic transmission and focuses heavily on long-distance hauling without breakdown complexity. And this is where the real question comes in. Is raw power always better than durability? Because the KAMAZ seems to answer that in its own way. KAMAZ 537. And then there's something that feels like it shouldn't still be alive, but it is. The KAMAZ 537 was born in the early 1960s during the Cold War era in the USSR, built for one purpose: moving massive artillery and armored systems across impossible terrain. Decades later, it's still in service, still doing the job. It carries around 50 tons, powered by a 525 horsepower engine, and uses a full all-wheel drive system that lets it push through snow, mud, and frozen ground without hesitation. Its central tire inflation system adds another layer of control when terrain suddenly changes. What makes it legendary is simple. It was built for remote, harsh environments where failure wasn't an option, and even today, it still refuses to retire. BMC Tugra 8x8. And this is where modern design steps in with pure aggression. The BMC Tugra 8x8 was developed for the Turkish Armed Forces and officially revealed in 2019 as a next-generation heavy transporter. It didn't take long before it entered service, with 72 units delivered directly to the military. It can handle up to 70 tons of transport weight, making it capable of carrying tanks like the Altay, Leopard 2, and M60T. Under the hood, a 620 horsepower diesel engine gives it strong performance even under full load. What makes it even more tactical is its dual winch system at the front and rear, allowing recovery and loading in almost any condition. And the 8x8 mobility platform gives it the flexibility to move where older systems would struggle. This isn't just transport, it's battlefield mobility redefined. SCAML Commander. Now shift into something that feels almost engineered for control rather than chaos. The SCAML Commander was developed for the British Army with one mission in mind: carry the Challenger 1 and Challenger 2 tanks safely across long distances without strain. It has a load capacity of around 65 tons, and everything about it is built around stability and precision. The Perkins Feed 12 engine sits at the front, designed in a way that mirrors tank engine philosophy, giving it consistent torque under pressure. It uses an Allison automatic transmission, making gear shifts smooth even when fully loaded. And then there's the hydraulic 20-ton winch system, which allows tail loading operations that feel slow, deliberate, and controlled. It doesn't rush anything. It calculates every movement like it's thinking ahead. Oshkosh M1070A1. And then the United States enters with pure scale. The Oshkosh M1070A1, also known as the HETA1, is the modern heavy equipment transporter for the U.S. Army. It replaces the older M1070 fleet and has become the standard for moving Abrams tanks like the M1A1 and M1A2. It is powered by a 700 horsepower Caterpillar C18 engine, delivering enough force to handle extreme battlefield logistics. A central tire inflation system helps it adapt instantly when terrain shifts from road to rough ground. It also features dual 25-ton winches and pairs with the massive M1000 semi-trailer system. And with over 1,400 units ordered, it isn't rare. It's everywhere in U.S. armored logistics. This is not just a truck, It's a backbone of modern armored movement, MZKT 741-351. And now things get almost unreal. The MZKT 741-351 from Belarus, designed for UAE requirements, uses a dual trailer system that forms a full road train for tank transport. It can carry up to 136,000 kilograms, moving multiple armored vehicles at once. Powered by an 812 horsepower Caterpillar C18 engine with Allison automatic transmission, its 6-axle setup distributes weight efficiently, making it a powerful convoy-like military logistics transporter. From Cold War-era giants like the MAZ-537 to modern 8x8 systems like the BMC Tugra and Oshkosh M1070A1, tank transporters have evolved into something far more advanced than simple carriers. They are now the invisible force behind every armored movement. And maybe the future won't even look like this anymore. Maybe autonomous systems or hybrid military platforms will take over. But one thing stays constant. Without these machines, even the strongest tank is just a machine that can't move when it matters most.